All right. Good evening. Good afternoon to, I think most of the people are from India only. So good evening, everyone. Sangeeta this side. I'm currently working with Tishuni Private Limited as a dynamic CRM consultant. So here we are today presenting this LCS session. My colleague Munna Kumar, he is working in technical department as a technical consultant who will be heading this call. So Munna, are you ready?
Yeah, Sangeeta, I'm ready.
Okay. If you guys allow us for a minute, then we can start it after probably 1 minute. And no, just wait other guys to start to join the call. All right, no problem. It's already 5 minutes. Yes, Munna, over to you. I'm just going to turn off my camera and let me know if you need my help.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Sangeeta. Good evening, everyone. So, welcome to today's sessions on introduction to LCS and virtual machines deployments. Thank you all for joining the sessions. My name is Munna Kumar, and I have hands-on experience working with the Office 365, Microsoft Azure, and Dynamics 365, especially finance and operations. I have also delivered multiple training sessions on this technology, helping teams and individuals understand both the functional and technical aspect in simple and tactical way. Uh, the, the objective of today's session is to give you a clear and real world understanding of how LCS lifecycle services and virtual machines are used in actual Dynamics 365 finance and operations projects. I will not focus on complex theory or heavy technical terms, but instead I will explain everything step by step using simple language like real world project examples and also a practical demo so that you can easily relate this is to what happens in real implementations. And we'll first understand the basics concept of LCS, why it is such a critical tool in every Dynamics 365 finance and operation project, and how it helps manage the complete life cycle of any implementation. After that, we'll move into the practical side, where I will show you how LCS looks in real life cycle, how project and environment are managed, and how virtual machines are created using LCS. So in this session, we'll focus on what you should learn and gain by the end of today's discussion. This session is designed to give you a step-by-step understanding of how LCS and virtual machine deployment fit into like in real life Dynamics 365 finance and operation projects. And we'll begin by looking at how LCS is actually used in finance and operation project, not just what it is. So you will understand how LCS support different phase of and implementations, how environments are managed, and how teams use LCS on a daily basis to monitor system and handle deployments and any type of issues. Next, we'll connect this understanding to virtual machine and see how they are used across different project scenarios, such as development, build, and testing. And the focus here will be practical users who uses these environments when they are used and why they are required in a real project lifecycle. After that, we'll move into the practical demo. So first, lifecycle service. Lifecycle services, which we usually call LCS, is a cloud-based tools provided by Microsoft for managing, Dynamics 365 finance and operations environments. Or in simple words, we can say LCS works like a single control place where we can see, manage, and monitor everything related to our 365 finance and operations project. And LCS helps us from the very beginning of a project, like such as creating and managing environment and continuous throughout the full life cycle of the application. Using the LCS lifecycle services, we can deploy virtual machines, monitor system health. We can also check errors analyze issues, apply updates, and track the overall progress of the project.
I think Munna, you are on mute.
Oh, sorry, I'm on
Yeah.
mute. Now I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. So basically, using LCS, we can deploy virtual machines, monitor system health. We can also check errors. We can analyze the issues and apply updates and track the overall progress of the project instead of doing all these activities separately in different ways. So LCS brings everything together in one platforms. In real project scenario, whenever there are issues in the system or when we need to deploy or manage an environment, so the first tool we open is, usually LCS. That is why LCS is considered a mandatory and very important tool for anyone working with, a Dynamics 365 financial operation. And lifecycle services or LCS is the essentials for the success of any, a Dynamics 365 finance and operation projects because it helps us manage the system in a structured and controlled way. D365 is a large and complex enterprise application, and without LCS, handling environment and deployment and this would become very difficult and risky. So LCS gives us one center place where we can monitor system health, we can take error track issues, and manage updates. So whenever something goes wrong in the systems, such as performance issue, failed deployments, or environment errors. So LCS is the first place we can take. It provides built-in diagnostic and issue search, which saves a lot of time, compared a manual troubleshooting. For example, suppose after a deployment, user report that some process are failing or the system is slow. So instead of guessing the problem, we go to LCS and check the environment monitoring logs. So basically, LCS clearly show alerts and errors, helping us understand what went wrong and how to fix it. So this is the use of basically LCS. So like another example is like is during upgrades or updates. So LCS guides us through the update process and ensure that the environment remains stable and safer. Because of all these reasons, LCS is not optional in real projects. It is a mandatory tool that ensures small deployment like the partial issues, resolutions, better system monitoring, and overall success of Dynamics 365, finance and operation implementation. And the key features of LCS is provide many important features that helps us manage Dynamics 365 finance and operation smoothly throughout the project life cycles. So these features are designed to reduce manual work, like avoid mistakes and make system management easier for consultants, developer, and administrators. One of the most important feature of LCS is like the environment monitoring and diagnostic. Using this feature, like we can continuously monitor the health of our environment. Like, if there is any issue like performance issues, like slowdown, service failure, or system error. So basically, LCS show alerts and detailed information. So this helps us quickly understand what is happening in the system instead of guessing or waiting for user complaints. So another very useful feature is issue search and analysis. So LCS has a large database of known issues and solution provided by Microsoft. When we face an error in the systems, we can search that error in LCS and often find the exact root cause and recommended fix. So basically, this saves a lot of time, especially in production or critical situations. So LCS also provide an asset library, so which is used to store important project-related files, for example, like deployable packages, BPM files, and other documents like can be uploaded and managed here. So during the deployments, basically these packages are directly picked and from the asset library, making the process more control and secure. So another key feature is like integration with Azure DevOps. So this is mainly used by development teams. So these integrations, build pipelines, and and release process can be managed in a structured way. So basically, it help teams follow proper development and deployment practice instead of doing things manually. And LCS also supports update and upgrade management whenever Microsoft release new updates for finance and operations. So LCS help us plan, validate, and apply those updates safely. It reduces the risk of system failure during upgrade and ensure the environment remain stable. In real world project, like suppose user report that the system is slow after a recent update. So instead of checking everything manually, we go to LCS and open environment monitoring, like review alerts and analyze logs. So if needed, we search the error in issue search and find Microsoft recommended solution. So this is how LCS helps us resolve issue faster and keep the system running smoothly. So basically, overall, we can say LCS features helps in better visibility, faster issue resolutions, safer deployments, and smoother project execution, which is why LCS is a critical tool, in every Dynamics 365 finance and operation process. The next thing is virtual machines. This is the most important uh, in Dynamics 365 finance and operations. Virtual machines or VM is basically a computer that runs inside the cloud, especially in Microsoft Azure, just like a normal physical computer or a normal physical computer laptop. A virtual machine has its own operating system, basically CPU, memory, and storage, but everything is created and managed online. So in finance and operation in Dynamics 365 projects, virtual machines play a very important role. We use virtual machine mainly for development, build, testing, and sandbox environments. So these environments are used by developers, functional, consultant, and technical teams to do configurations, customization, testing, and validation before anything goes live in production. So, for example, like when a developer wants to write or change code, they need a development environment, right? So that environment runs on a virtual machines. When the code needs to be compiled and converted into a deployable packages. So a build virtual machines is used when functional user want to test the solution or perform UAT sandbox environment or used which again are based on virtual machines. One important thing to understand is the production environment are different. So production in 365 is fully managed by Microsoft, and we do not get direct access to production virtual machines like we do for dev or like build environments. This ensure like a better security and stability for live business systems. For example, like suppose a company is implementing finance and operation, right? So developer work on a dev virtual machines to write a code. So once development is complete, the code is compiled on a build virtual machines. After that, the solution is tested on a sandbox virtual machines. So only after successful testing in the solutions move to a production. So in this entire process, virtual machines are the backbone, like that support development and testing activity. So in some simple words, we can say virtual machines in D365 provide a safe and flexible and scalable working environments, so allowing teams to work efficiently without affecting the live production system. Now moves to the next. So VM types, basically in finance and operations, different types of virtual machines are used for different purposes. Each virtual machine type has a specific role in the project, and understanding this is very important to know who use which environment and why. The first and most commonly used virtual machines is the development virtual machines. So these virtual machines is mainly used by developers. On this machine, developer write the X++ code, create extensions, debug issues, and test their changes. And this environment is not used by end user. It is only for technical work and development activity. The second type is the build virtual machines. These virtual machines used to compile the code and generate deployable packages whenever a developer completes their work. The code is compiled on the build virtual machines. and a package is created. So this package is then moved to other environment like sandbox or any other like productions. And build virtual machines helps maintain consistency and avoid manual mistakes during deployments. The next type is like sandbox environment. Sandbox virtual machines are mainly used for testing and user expectance testing (UAT) mainly. Functional consultant and business user uh, work on these environments. Here user validate business process, test reports, and confirm that everything is working, as expected before going live. So the last and most critical, environment is production. So production is where real business work with live data in dynamics history of finance and operations. Production environments are fully managed by Microsoft. Like customer do not get direct access to the production virtual machines. These ensure better security performance and stability of the live system. So in a real project, developer first work on the dev virtual machines to complete development. Then the code is compiled on the build virtual machines. After that, the solution is tested in a sandbox environment. So once everything is approved, it is deployed to a production. So each virtual machines type has its own role, and together they support a smooth and safe project lifecycle. So in short, we can say virtual machines type in D365 help separate development, builds, testing, and live business operations, which is very important for project success and system stability. And the next one is before prerequisite for any virtual machines deployments. So before we deploy any virtual machines for finance and operations, there are some very important prerequisites that must be completed. If even one of these is missing, the VM deployment will be failed. That is why understanding this prerequisite is very important in real project. The first and the most basic requirement is an is active Azure subscriptions. So all virtual machines for D365 are created in Microsoft Azure. So without an Azure subscription, virtual machine deployment is not possible. The subscription should also have enough quota available for virtual machines for any storage. And the second requirement is an LCS project. So VM deployment is also initiated from LCS. So a project must already be created in LCS for the customer. Along with this, the Azure subscription must be linked to the LCS project. This linking allow like LCS to communicate with Azure and create resource automatically. And another very important prerequisite is user permissions. Like the user who is deploying the virtual machines have proper access in Azure, usually owner or contributor role on the subscription. So if the user has only read access or limited permissions, the deployment will fail even everything else is correct. So we also need to make sure that the Azure regions selected in LCS. So in the real example, like suppose a consultant try to deploy a day virtual machines, but does not have on or access to the Azure subscription. The deployment will start but fail after some times with the permission error. Right. Now I'll show you LCS how we can deploy a virtual machines through LCS. Let me share my screen. And is it visual?
Yes.
So now that we have understood the three part of LCS and virtual machines, so let's move to the practical demo. So in this demo, I show you how LCS looks in real life and how a project is created, and how a project is created. And this is the of let me. So first we need to go to the lcs.dynamics.com. So this is the official lifecycle service portal. So every finance and operational project start from here, and without else, we cannot manage environment or deploy virtual machines. So here you can see all the projects. Yeah, here you can see the all the projects. So each project represent one customer or one D65 implementations, and all environments deployment and monitoring are handled inside the projects. So here you can see the manage methodology. So this option basically used to manage the implementations methodology for the projects. Here we define which phase the project will follow, such as analyze, design, and develop. And LCS use this to guide the team with a task checklist and best practice for each phase. And let me show you. Here you can see the organization user. So this section is used to manage who has access to the LCS project. We can add or remove user such as consultant, developer, or customers, and we can also assign them roles also. So only authorized user can access the projects like environment and reports and sandbox subscriptions. So here we manage Azure subscription basically, and that are used for sandbox environment like dev, build, and test. So LCS use these subscription to create virtual machines and other Azure resources. And the next one is user license consumptions. These options show how Dynamics 365 license are being used. It helps track how many users are consuming which licenses. And the next one, preview feature management. So these sections allow us to enable or disable preview features like that the Microsoft release before they are generally available. In simple terms, we can say these are early feature for testing. We usually enable them only in non-production environment. And manage incidents, like this option is used to track and manage issues or incident related to the project. And shared asset library, basically this is the most important thing. The shared asset library is used to store and manage project related assets such as deployable packages, BPM files, and document also. This is a central storage area of important project files. And the last one is solution management. So this section is used to manage solutions, customizations, and deployments, across environments. It helps track what solution is deployed where. So basically, this helps control and track solution changes across dev and test productions. So, so all these options help us to control the project user environments, licenses, features, issues, and deployments from one single place in essence, making project management easier and more organized. Now, so now when we create a new project, so first we need to click on plus icon, the plus icon. So here you can see one of the most important question we see is what is this project for, right? So based on the sections, LCS enable or disable certain features, right? Like first is prospective pre-sales. So this option is used during the pre-sales or initial discussion stage with the customer. At this stage, the customer has not yet finalized the implementation. They want to understand how Dynamics 365 works, what business processes are supported, and whether the product fits with their requirements. Like suppose a company is like planning to buy finance and operations, right? So before purchasing, they want to evaluate business process like finance, procurement, or supply chain. So in this case, we create a prospective pre-sales project. So here LC is mainly used for process discussion. And second was migrate, create, solution and learn. So this option is when the goal is learning, upgrading, or migrations rather than a full customer implementation. It is commonly used by consultant developers or internal teams for like training, like proof of concept or migration from older systems. And the third one is implementation. This is the most commonly used option in real projects. It is selected when we are doing an actual customer implementation of finance and operations. So suppose a company has purchased D365 and wants to implement it their finance and operation process. So in this case, we select implementations. So basically, these project types enable all important LCS features such as environment management, VM deployment, issue tracking, this type. And last one is on-premises implementations. So this option is used when the customer wants to implement Dynamics finance and operations environment, not in the cloud. So we choose on-premise implementation. Now let me show you. So here I have already created. Let me show you. So here you can see already created implementation project. So here you can see the first option methodology analysis. So in the analysis, the main goal is to understand the customer business requirement clearly. Here we talk to a business user, understand their current process and compare with them the standard finance functionality. And this is design and develop phase. So uh, in the design and develop phase, we design the solution based on the requirement in the analyze phase and then start building it. So basically, functional consultant design business process and developers configure and customize the system basically. And this is the basically test phase. In the test phase, we check whether the system work as expected or not. And this is the deploy. So in the deploy phase, the tested solution is moved to the production environment. And this includes deploying code, configuration, and migrating final data. And the last one is operate. So in the operate phase, the system is live and used by real users. This is used to monitor system has basically track issues and provide ongoing support. I will show you how to create a virtual machines. So first we need to, here you can see the hamburger menu. So first you need to go to the cloud hosted environment. So here you can see the plus icon, plus add. Yeah, so here you can see the application version 10.0.446 and this is the platform version, and then we need to click next button. Yeah, so here you can see the environment topology, demo and dev stage. So the demo topology is used mainly for demonstration and presentation purpose. This environment is lightweight and it is not intended for heavy development or long-term uses. So it is commonly used for consultant or sales team to show the applications to customer or internal stakeholder. And the dev test, basically this topology is used for actual project work. This environment is meant for development configurations or testing and validation purpose. So here I'll choose dev test, and then we need to choose on second one, finance and operation develop options. And suppose here we need to write the environment name. Suppose I'm writing a demo environment, and here you need to choose the size basically of the environment. You can choose anyone like D13, D40, and here you can see the advanced setting options are there. So let me show you. Yeah, so here you can see the advanced settings options. First one is supported version. So you can see the version of Here is the deployment configuration version, and this is customized SQL database configuration. So here LC is asking about the AS application database, which store all business data like customer, vendors, transaction and configuration. So when we see the options, like specify a data set for application database. So it means we are deciding what kind of data should come with this virtual machine. And the third one is disk space configurations. So this is the like a disk of this virtual machines 3 and the size of this virtual machine 5.2. And the fourth one is premium storage setting. So now premium storage setting gives better performance, like especially for SQL and applications, SQL and application operations. So if you want better performance, we enable premium storage settings. And this is manage disk settings. Manage disk means the Azure automatically manage storage of for the virtual machines. And here you can customize the virtual machines like name like demo. And if you want Power Platform integration, then you can enable this. And this is dynamic secure finance and operation option. So this option configure the integrations between the virtual machines and finance and operation services. So this ensures the VM is correctly connected to the finance and operation services and life cycle management. So we need to enable this. And here you can add customized virtual network demo. Then we need to click on done button. And then click on next. Then click on deploy. So this is the way we can deploy a virtual machine. Basically, it will take 6 to 8 hours to fully deploy a virtual machine, new virtual machine. Yeah, so all right, that's it from my side for today. If you have any questions or doubts, you can feel free to ask. Yeah, Mahesh. Can,
Yeah, Manna, you have said about the virtual machine, right? If I wanted to deploy in the on-site, what are the requirements to deploy it? I
on-site
seen
means
that
like
one of
on
the
your
one.
local system.
Yeah, I wanted to install on my local system.
Okay. So if you want to install in local system, so you need 60 GB RAMs in your local system, and through BSD we can deploy in your local system. So we need to
Yeah,
download some packages from LCS, and then we need to install on your local machines. Then we can deploy it on your system, local system. But 60 GB RAM is required on your local machine.
so to download the package also, will I need any subscription or what?
No, subscription not required, but else we need if you have LCS access, then you can download the packages. Otherwise, you cannot download. Able to download.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Manna, it's like good session. That's helpful. But I want to ask one question to understand
Mhm.
like how this is handled in real project scenario. So, like as we know already, development deployment is done through